great show. We're going to talk to a fellow who I last did a podcast with 10 years ago. It's on YouTube if you um, care to go into the archives. Comfortably Zone Network on YouTube. And Paulie, we have Kit Pogowski.
Pogorski.
Pogorski. 10 years, I got old. I forgot how to pronounce things. You were terrific.
Wow. We never had a broadcast 10 years ago.
Yes, we did. Yes,
no,
we did.
We didn't.
Yeah.
Don't you think I would remember?
Because I did it from Florida at the time. And I was visit. And
what was it about?
Well, anyway, it was about life at the times, lot of cannabis talk, and we didn't get to talk dog walking and how a simple job. People say something simple. Anybody can walk dogs.
I'm not a dog walker.
No, I know. You're an all-encompassing human being. Give me an envelope statement. What do you do exactly? And if dog walking has nothing to do with it?
No. I am a 24-hour, 365 days a year artist. I've always been an artist. What I make money as of late is dog sitting. I don't walk them. I sit with them.
That's what Tally used to do with me.
But that's a little bit different. That's old dog sitting.
Oh, yes.
You gotta
God, when you say old, you got to capitalize it. I'll tell you what. But you sit dogs. What does that entail? How do you get your clientele? How have you stayed in business for like 25 years and really not worked by our standards of what work is, but
tedious.
You know what I mean? It's just living life the good way, doing the things you enjoy to get by and make a living. And the more you can get by, that's a bonus. But as long as you're getting by and you're enjoying, then you're winning the game.
Well,
and I say this with a compliment. You are winning the game, kid.
Oh, okay. Well, look, I used to be a gardener. What do you call it? A maintenance gardener. You know, the lawnmower, the blower, the weed whacker, junk like that.
Right. The annoyers.
Huh?
The annoyers, I used to call the weed whacker.
Well, only to those unemployed people, basically, or people nursing a hangover at 11:30 in the afternoon. No, I mean, I try to make it as easy as possible. I had around 12 or 13 clients, and that means I went all over the place with my ratty truck or my Dodge Dart that I threw the lawnmower in the back. And I did that for like 20 years. But I was sitting on my porch, and this guy Marcel walks by with a bunch of dogs, and we get to chatting. And I whip out a joint and say, "Hey, you want to smoke some weed?" And he says, "Yeah, sure." And there I am, surrounded by these, 85, 90-pound dogs. And he looks at me and said, "These dogs aren't that friendly. You must have a knack." And that sort of like perked me up on that one, because I never heard of anybody making money from watching dogs, sitting with dogs, or even walking with dogs. This was 25 years ago. And I had gotten really sick of being a gardener as a professional gardener. Not because I was, it was kind of boring. You don't talk to too many people when you're a professional gardener. You basically go to the place, do your thing, leave a note, and leave. And, you get the billing at the end of the month, and there you go. But we started chatting about dog walking and dog sitting and whatever. And I told him, and let's see, how old was that? I was 50 years old at the time. And the idea of walking miles with fucking mutts, pardon my French, here we are, whatever. Uh,
I
I'll
think
tell you,
we could
well,
bear up.
but the thing about it is that I was getting kind of tired of doing the garden maintenance business. The people I was talking to and people I was working for, some of them were pretty interesting, and some of them I even keep up with as of late. There's this woman, Maggie Morley, in Kensington. I thought she was one of the more interesting people that that I work for. She was the librarian at Berkeley, the university. She's the librarian there. She's no longer that way anymore. She's in her 90s or so, maybe older than that. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to her in a while, but she did reaffirm that we are still Facebook friends, and I used to enjoy having conversations with her. But anyway, like I tell you, being a gardener, you don't talk to too many people, and you do, it's kind of special. But so to get back to my talking to Marcel about dog sitting, he told me that I could get into it. Um, let's see, how does it? If I joined this organization called the East Bay Pet Sitters Association, which is still there, still happening. Um, Both him and me both parted ways with the East Bay Pet Sitters Association. There were too many people who wanted to get more into rules and regulation. And if I wanted to be a cop, I would have been a cop or a parkie or something of that nature. But it never intrigued me. So I basically said, no, this is so. But the good thing about them is they had a website where they would let you be on their website, and people could, tune into the website, and there you are. So when I stopped being a member of the East Bay Pets Association, I decided, I'm tech enough. Not that tech though. I went to let's say Wix and got myself a free uh, website. And well, you go to Doggy Doggy at Kit's house, and you can see my website. It's less professional and more down home. That's how I've termed it. And it's lots of dogs, and it has
Contest, not necessarily context, not necessarily style. Am
what do
I
you mean?
correct?
Oh, well, I didn't want to.
You're more concerned with context than you are style.
Well, no, I have style. It's just that basically, I didn't want it to look like some corporate website. Which, if you've gone to
Right.
any corporate websites, so I didn't want that. I wanted people. I wanted a mix of people, and as you know about selling commodities, legal or not, what you do is you find how much the most people are getting for it and the least. And what you want to do is you want to have your money situation between the midpoint. So basically, when I started Doggy Doggy at Kit's house, me, uh, I tried to get people who aren't fabulously wealthy, which I had some, because there are people out there who want down home type of dog care for their mutts, and which I appreciate. When I owned a dog, I wanted to what do you call it? Get an inexpensive, but the going rate for dog care. So basically, I've kept my business going at the going rate, or maybe $10, $15 less than say Wag Motel, or any of these other dog situations where you bring your dog, and your dog sits around, eats cookies and stuff, and I play with them. And in my backyard, I have hot and cold running squirrels, maybe a few rats here and there, and a few birds. and I let the dogs just run around, be dogs. That's my thing. I want your dog to be a dog. I don't want to be a trainer. I'm not a groomer, and stuff. If I can teach your dog a trick, it's beyond me. I taught my dog Susie, who is a rescue, uh, play dead. If you go to YouTube and you look up Kitski or Kit's best dead dog trick with Susie, and it was like bang and fall down dead, as it were, which was kind of amazing for me. I don't know how the dog learned that. I trained him to different ones where I take a cookie and put it up on top of a door, and where's the cookie, Susie? Where's the cookie? And the dog would run around and look up at me, and then the cookie's at the door. Push the door, and the cookie would fall down, and they would get its cookie. But you know,
that shows some talent, Kit. That shows some real talent, man. I've been able to teach my dog a couple little tricks. I've had him for a couple years now.
Right.
He does one really flawlessly. I'm really happy with. I can get him to pickpocket people.
Oh,
yeah. And he knows how deep their their pockets are. He knows to go with the people. He goes, oh, he drives a Tesla. He's got money in his pocket. And so he can size a guy up pretty well. And he's been making me money. He's been making me a little bit of
there you go. There you go. Well, that's never been my real bag to what do you call it? Be a Fagin with dogs. No. That's never been my thing. But
you keep them alive.
What's that now?
But you keep them alive all day.
Well, I keep them alive. It's not that, when you own a dog, when you have a dog, you can have 5 or 6, 7 or 8 dogs, and you treat them all the same, and they basically roll around. They sit on the couch and they roll around. And, like right now, I'm sitting in my dining room, just finished my lunch and talking to you guys. And, I just, it's interesting.
Hey, kid, let me break in with a question along those lines. You got 5, 6 dogs.
Yeah.
What if 1 or 2 of them just aren't getting along?
Oh, no. That does.
What do you do?
No, well, no, I don't put up with it. Oh, I can be a beast. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm from New York. I'm from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Look, no, what I'm trying to tell you is that if I find a dog that's not working right, it doesn't come over to my house. If one dog bites another dog, well, I can't have that dog at my house. And of course, the person who owns that dog, they got bitten. No matter what I say or what I do, they'll always figure out a way that I'm not worth it. So I try to, this is how I do it. Hey, look, if you want to start the doggy business, this is how you do it. You go on Yelp or your web page, or somehow they get in touch with me. Word of mouth is really good. But what happens is they call up, they make an appointment. I usually tell them, well, make an appointment for noon during the week when I have dogs. And they make an appointment, and they show up, and we sit in my backyard and we talk shit about Donald Trump or something nasty. And basically, you get the feeling of, I've had Trumpers in my backyard, from Idaho.
Right.
And what I told, and this is one of them was a school teacher, a fucking school teacher, an educated woman. No, really. And I told her about my definition of people who are Trumpers. They're good Germans. I don't know, Ralph. Do you know what a good German is?
There is no such thing, but that notwithstanding,
no,
tell me.
No, it really is.
Oh.
No.
Good. I was waiting for, what do you call a mean German?
No, no, mean German are fucking Nazis and stuff like that. A
No,
good German is the
it's
one who
a
puts up with.
sauerkraut.
Nah, nah. Well, I mean,
Sorry,
not.
had to do
You
it.
know,
It's
I like
very
German.
much like we have going here with the worshippers of Trump. If this isn't a second coming of Hitler, I don't know what is.
Well, it's not. Well, yeah, Americans are not Germans. You know, we just don't fall.
No, you ought to see 41% of these people in action.
What do you mean?
What do I mean?
Yeah,
They are worshiping a cult,
yeah.
and they would
Only
do
some.
anything for
Only
mein Führer.
no. Only some. If you notice about the people who go to Trump rallies, they're getting smaller and smaller and smaller. You cannot put up with his stupid nonsense. He's not a speaker like Hitler. Hitler was a great speaker. I mean, he could belt it out. Did you ever notice the way you do a rally like Nuremberg? People are in these packed little rectangle squares of people just standing there listening to this nonsense for it would go on for like an hour, maybe even two. And you know, I mean, Americans are just not that way. I mean, we might be nasty, racist, misogynist assholes. I mean, to be an American, you really can. Come on,
Just
the,
because the boots aren't coming down in a orderly manner, they will come down as I see fit. Just because it isn't happening yet
no,
doesn't mean that he's working on it to happen. And if he's elected, which I doubt he will be,
no.
but I'm scared by the repercussions of his not being elected and the mob mentality and his coups
We're
and
just that uh, disciplined. We're just not that disciplined. Even these freaks who become Trumpies, whatever, they're just not disciplined. You know, the difference between people who live in the country and the people who live in the city, what's the big difference? The country folks can't live in the city. People in the city won't put up with it. The idea that they want to shoot their gun in their backyard or, weird shit. No, you have to be way out in the country where the neighbors are miles away or like-minded, close by. They're just Americans are just not that disciplined. They just aren't.
well, whatever there is, whatever they are, and
Yeah,
whatever they aren't,
yeah,
let's save it for another day. And I'm going to have Paulie, who
yeah,
owns a dog,
yeah.
step in and ask Kit ask what's on your mind in terms of uh, pet sitting and what have you.
Well, and
Paulie.
I miss
You
my
want
dog
me to
right
get a
now.
representative of my dog sitting business?
I'm
Well,
sorry. Go ahead, Kit. What did you
you
say?
got a dog.
I have a representative that just will come. Not pretty nice dog, won't bite you pretty much.
We'd love to see it.
Hold my beer, as they say.
All right. So
I told you you'd like him.
yeah,
Paulie.
absolutely. So give a shout out to what you did this weekend really quick.
Well, let's wait for him to get back and we can talk to him because he's
We can, but I was just
donor.
gonna say, I was trying to suck up some time because we have an empty chair for a second, but I'll do it.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so we were reporting from the 20th annual Emerald Cup this weekend, and we will be giving you a breakdown of everything we did this weekend on next week's show. But now that we've sucked up that amount of time, let's go back over to Kit. Kit, introduce us.
Kit, you would have enjoyed this weekend. As a stoner, you would have enjoyed this weekend.
Oh,
This rocket This is his girlfriend Patty.
Oh. Oh.
And
Wow.
this is Chewy.
Oh.
And these are 3 regulars that I get. And they come into my my den of iniquity, and
and
they
they
hang
pay
out.
and they pay you money to be there, and
Yeah, yeah.
you're enjoying the privilege, and probably would have done it for free under the right
Well,
circumstances.
no, the thing about it is, I sometimes feel guilty about. What did I do here?
No reason to feel guilty. Where are you located, and what is your number? Yeah, if people are listening.
So I lost myself there.
It's okay. You just have your camera flipped. That's all right.
No,
But
I
go
know.
ahead and give us a verbal, because I'm watching your camera, and whenever you come back, I'll get you back on camera. But give us a verbal voiceover of your business and how we can contract you to watch our dogs.
Well, you go to my website, Doggy Doggy at Kit's House.
And if you want to hack, you can just turn your phone around and just point it
There
at
we
you that
go.
way.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Well, my wife is edging me to retire from the dog business.
Oh, so
So
we're not trying to get you more business.
no, I don't need more business. I got shitloads of clients. I
A
got
shitload of clients.
hundreds.
I have a
No
I have an
no
entire
pun
baggy
intended.
poop bag full of poop of dogs.
Yeah.
The thing about it is that no, I mean, I'm not really trying to promote my business, but if anybody wants to find out how you start a dog business like mine, I am really open to turning people onto it. It's so simple, but even simple things are hard to some people, and what I'm just saying is that uh, get a website. Wick has a really good website. It's free. And what I would tell people is get that. Write down anything you want to do as far as your proposal of being in business for dogs, because this is a business, not a what do you call it? It's what do you call it?
Not just the joyride.
It's not a joyride. It's not. It's not. I'm not doing this
As a hobby.
as a hobby. This is business. Money I get money for it.
Right.
Uh, you know, but as of late, less and less, because like I say, I'm trying to shave down my business because shit, I'm 75 years old. Do I want to, let's see, places I haven't gone? I haven't gone to the Galapagos Islands yet. Been to Europe, been to Asia, been to Cuba. I've been to China. I haven't been to Japan. My son went to Japan for a week just to eat sushi. He's my 28-year-old youngest son, and he's marvelous all by himself. On my Facebook page, you have a picture, have a conversation with him, father and son. I think it was like 10 years ago, maybe it's longer, but but anyway, to learn about the art of driving people into your clutches to have them bring their dog to your house and stuff. The good things are you make yourself a website, you make a proposal on your website of who you are, go to the city, you give them like 125 bucks. Only after a year. If you don't work out after a couple of weeks or a couple of months, there you go. But if you're really into it, you do it legally. You even pay taxes and stuff. So,
and you can hear more about the competitive life and the competitive world and business of watching dogs.
Yes.
From Kit's book. It's Doggy Dog. It's available on Amazon Books right now.
It's Doggy Dog.
Yeah. It's a dog's life.
Well,
how about doggy style? We're doing it doggy style.
Well,
No, these are
let's
not
not do
working.
that.
These are working titles. We're working on this. This is a work in
It's a
progress.
porn. That's a porn site, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. So don't
Doing
Google search that. Don't Google search Kit and dog doing a doggy style. Okay, gotcha. All right.
Well, who knows? I've lived a while. There might be something out there from that one. I did live in a hippie commune once at one time, but a couple of them actually. But but that's God over 60 years ago already. But anyway, what do I say about stuff like
you
that?
were talking about how to do this before I rudely cut you off with some
You were rude.
low bearing fruit that I had, and I had to cut you off your thing. Go ahead, Ziggy.
So what if people just wanted some advice from us? Give us the 3 number one things that you do as a new pet owner to make it work.
Pet owner?
Yeah, pet owner.
Pick what kind of dogs you want at your house. Now, I have dogs that I only take dogs that are at least 2 years old.
No, but I wanted some advice for just someone who wants to buy and own a pet. And what would be 3 things to make the enhancement of pet ownership that you've learned about pets?
Sounds like one of them would be not get a baby, get it past potty training, right?
No, time. That's the thing about it is if you're going to get yourself a dog you have to spend time with. A cat you don't. A cat you can just have a litter box, leave food out, water, come home, hi cat. That's about it. Really. With a dog, on the other hand, the dog will wait by the door waiting for you to show up, and it's looking for certain telltale signs that you enjoy their presence. So if you want, look, I have a sister-in-law, and she wanted to get a dog or a cat, and I told her, don't do that. You're mentally ill anyway. Get a goldfish. Now, if the goldfish doesn't work out, it's a goldfish. You can feed it to your cat if you wanted to. But look, people get dogs for the wrong reason. That's the reason why there's a lot of dogs and cats out there who need homes. And and the thing about it is people get it for the wrong reason. I mean, if people have children for the fucking wrong reason. I mean, my parents, holy crap. Well, wait a second. You know what I did the other day? I did an interview with my 82-year-old mother down in Tampa around 10 years ago. And I captured the essence of my brother Howie and my sister talking to her, interviewing her about her life. And it's on my Facebook page. So if you want to hear more about what makes me tick, there you go. By the way, when I was born, both my parents were CP members. That means Communist Party members. They believed that Stalin was good. It was just bad press about him, But as time goes on, you realize that it's not just bad press. He was just a bad egg, But see, I've had friends who are Nazis. I've had friends who are, Stalinists. I've had relatives who are Stalinists. I've had all kinds of people who you would think of, you'd be disappointed by, put it to you that way, But like I said, I'm 75 years old. Every day is a learning experience for me. And there are some people who like me and some people who don't. Well, Ralph here, I've met Ralph in the street many, many times. I don't know about this
Mhm.
this thing that we did 10 years ago. I God help me, I don't remember it at all. And
Well,
anybody
I
who wants the
haven't listened
camera,
to it for a long time, but we did it, and you
what
haven't
do you have
changed
a copy
much.
of it?
It's on YouTube. Um, Google it on YouTube, and
Well,
under
wait a second.
comfortably zoned.
Since I'd be lost that way, why don't you give me the you Google it, find out where it is, and then I'll apologize.
I'll get you a copy, and
Good, good.
yeah. So
And my telephone number and address is on my website, Doggy at Kid's House. You go to Yelp and you ask for dog care in Alameda. You know,
uh,
they spill the beans on me. They get my
they
telephone number and everything
these are
else.
people who can take your clientele after you retire.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't. I, for what I do, for what I give as a service, I'm very unique. You know, not everybody has a big backyard. Not everybody can just have pets at your house or around. Uh, it what I do is, I guess, unique. You know, but if you can provide a unique experience for your clientele, you'll have them forever. You know,
And you could pick the dogs and the people you want to deal with as clients.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Not every, since everybody has an asshole, some people are encompassed by being an asshole. So, you know, like I said, I've met Trumpies in my backyard. I'm sitting there talking to these people, and they're raving about how I have a neighbor around the corner, a big guy who was in a similar business. He knew me from my gardening days. And for some reason or other, he's a diehard Trumper. And I'm standing there, and he's standing there with his wife, and I'm saying, what part of Ralph, not what part of Ralph, what part of Trump would poison you against Trump? You know, what does he have to do where you can actually see him for the individual that the son of a bitch is? You know, and it just blows me away that they just blind by this. You know,
Yeah.
I hope they decide that since Donald Trump is telling people he doesn't need more votes as of late. I hope they take him to heart on that one. I hope they just
I
don't.
do too. I do too. I just would like to see it not only over with um, election wise,
Yeah.
but the reaction post election and how much that potentially can damage our country.
Yeah. And
Um,
yeah, in Alameda here, I would go to my gym. I'd go to Rise in the morning and stuff like that. And the day after, when Trump became president, was elected president, you could feel the depression on the street, on Park Street. You know, it was
but
just
not at Rise. At Rise with the weightlifters,
yeah,
they don't have much to think about,
no,
so they can think about how if only there were more Trumps, and because weightlifters aren't all that bright generally.
well, I don't know. Arnold Schwarzenegger's pretty bright. You know,
That's true. He's an exception. I was kidding,
no,
anyway.
you can't.
But I find the people at Rise to be unenlightened
Oh, yeah. I don't
sometimes.
belong to them anymore. The plague made me separated because the idea of getting all hot and sweaty with an airborne virus did not sound prudent to me. In fact, I even stopped my dog business for a whole year, and that was hard all by itself. Although I did have some people who show up with their dogs, but not. Um, because they needed to. It was a favor.
Hey,
But
Paulie, do we have time to talk to Kid about the event we went to this weekend?
Yeah, absolutely.
what's that?
Go ahead, Zig.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I was trying to get caught up on something here. I was trying to get everybody's lowest thirds different. So we went to the 20th annual Emerald Cup Awards in Oakland, California. Have you ever been to the Emerald Cup before?
Tupperware?
The Emerald Cup Awards.
Oh, the Emerald Cup. It was some kind of Irish affair?
Well, it is. It's definitely
cannabis.
the green. It's all about cannabis. It's the Cannabis Awards.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got to tell you, I've enjoyed dealing with smoking pot for, I think it's going on a little over 50 years. More than 50 years. Jesus Christ. Around 55 years I've been smoking pot. All different kinds of pot. Growing it, selling it, doing all kinds of stuff with pot. The idea of celebrating it at some, when you talk to youngins, when you talk to millennials,
right,
who have been oppressed by the idea of having pot, knowing that it was that illegal,
I know. So even like some of the people at the event, they've never lived in a world where there wasn't a dispensary.
Exactly.
They don't know what it was like to have to hide on the street to smoke a joint.
Well, something, I think it's like being queer. I mean, when Ralph, you and me, when you were 10 years old and your mom was, or your dad was saying, he's a pervert out there. It was just some queer guy. I mean, not dangerous at all. But being gay, talk about hidden, that you had to be so. I was watching what do you call it, Cabaret the other day. Talk about Nazis and shit.
Right.
They
weren't even smoking weed there. They were basically just being queer, and shit.
Well, it's like I said before, it's not much different than what we have going today.
Maybe. We're just not that disciplined to be Nazis.
Yeah. Hey, but thank God for Kamala.
Are you trying to? You've been listening to Trump too long.
No, I'm saying that call her what you want.
Right.
But she's going to save us from permanently losing Roe v. Wade, number one.
Yeah.
And number two, democracy itself. So she's our cavalry. And
anything like that. We are going to do that. If we don't vote her in and insist that our elections and our vote count, she's not going to do anything. She's bright.
Very good point.
Bright and shiny, and her vice president, what's his name, Wall, bright and shiny, really are. And I hope that we can stand behind her and make the bastards not grind us down. I mean, I got to tell you, if our politicians, the thing about it being a politician is they go where the wind blows. I mean, Joe Biden was a complete asshole when he was a senator. Come on. I mean, he's the one who put
he's the one that didn't listen to Anita when she came out and talked about the Supreme Court Justice Long Dong.
Right. Exactly.
And he let it slide. He could give a fuck less.
It wasn't that. He was a politician. It wasn't to his what do you call it?
Right.
It wasn't
his constituency.
Yeah, it wasn't a positive thing in his mind to believe a black woman over a Supreme Court man that he was that much of a pig. And unfortunately, he's more of a pig than anybody
we
ever.
could have ever imagined. And to have a wife who was in on the insurrection and have him not recuse himself makes our country scary. Yeah. Hey, Paulie, talk about what it takes to be a podcaster to Kit. What would be involved?
Well, actually, Kit's got it all going on.
It's at the front door.
Go ahead, right? Kit. Go ahead. We'll do a little segue here. We'll do it. That's fine. Hold on a second. Let me get myself on camera. Hey guys. Well, we could talk about what it takes to be a podcaster, but if you guys watch Zig in the Zone, you know exactly what it's like to be a podcaster. What is it? It's all about having a personality. Zig likes to say it's having opinions without being opinionated. I think you can be opinionated. I think you just have to have a voice, and I think it has to be a voice of kindness. It shouldn't be, you can speak truth to power, folks, but what you really need to do is whatever your journey is in life. We had just went to the Cannabis Awards this weekend. Maybe that's part of your life. Maybe you are all about the plant and the movement around the plant. If that's what drives your soul, that's great. If you're a musician, if you're a stand-up comedian, if you're an author, if you're an educator in some form, and you just want to pass along the knowledge, you want to pay it forward, podcasting is a really great way of doing it. You can do it from anywhere. If you have a mobile device, if you have a desktop computer, if you have free time to walk into a studio like ours, that is what you do, folks. That's what you do. You get in front of a camera and you express your views in a positive, creative environment, even if that's on your phone to your friends and family on social media. But we actually will make that easier for you to accomplish. If you are sitting in your own home studio in Alameda, California, if you're in your mother's basement in Tacoma, Washington, if you're on the desert in Mumbai, I don't care. We can do this. We're here to help you express yourself. So if that's something you would like to do and you want to try it out, check it out. edgestudiosonline.com. Send us an email at edgestudiosonline@gmail.com or reach out to any of our podcasts or any of our shows and comment, and we'll get you that information. But now that Kit is back and I've already got on my soapbox, I'll step down and not hurt myself. All right, there we go. So, Kit,
come on in.
What it
Walk
takes?
that way.
Here we go. We're still.
Hey, guess what?
What? What?
I got a brand new client, just showed up, and so I'm not coming off. I'm just gonna show you what I do. All
Okay,
right?
cool.
Nice.
That's great. See,
Nice.
look at that. We've already driven
Go that
new
way.
business towards you.
You have something that we didn't touch upon. You still have enthusiasm for life in your 70s.
There's a step.
So that's
There we
pretty
go.
cool. Hey, how are we doing time-wise,
We're
Paulie?
fine. We're going a little bit long because I want to see his new client because, you know, I love me a dog. I love me some dogs. So we're going to see his new client.
Here, have a seat. Here, let me close this gate.
And then we'll definitely talk to Kit because what it takes is a personality, and Kit's got enough personality for about 6 podcasts.
Here, have a seat.
And he has a good ideology.
Don't sit on the bucket.
Yeah. A good ideology as well. And I really enjoy his company every 10 years.
About every 10 years or so.
These are the people I just got.
Okay. Hi, folks.
Hello.
And you see that little dog there under the thing there?
Oh, look how adorable.
You see him?
Hello, cutie.
Okay.
So what's the dog's name?
What's your dog's name?
Tanji.
Tanji.
Tangi. Oh,
It sounds like
Tangi's
something you have
beautiful.
put in a soup or something.
It's yeah.
It is.
Hey guys,
Yes.
I'm gonna have to go.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time, Kit. We will catch up with you later, okay?
You be that way, all right?
All right. Thank you. Go ahead and hang up and we'll take care of you from there. All right. Zig, we are back with you in the zone, my man.
I am happy to be here. Let's talk a little bit about the man they came to honor, Mr. Rush.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit today, and then we're definitely going to have a feature, and we're going to show the award, and we're going to have a conversation, and so that'll be good. But yeah, let's talk about it. So your friend, Dan Rush, was given a social warrior award at the Emerald Cup.
Yeah, this is like a big deal. This how many people showed up to this?
To that event?
At the Oakland Convention Center, and they had the entire convention inside and out. It was just great for somebody who, first of all, it was my first experience with this, and Dan has been a friend of the show and a friend of mine for a long time. To see him get this award and to see his entire family was there, to meet them. I finally got a chance to meet Margaret, his bride, and I will soon be meeting Margaret's mom, who is of the same ideology. I can't wait to meet her. And she's Debbie, and she's in Mendocino, and so I got to see the entire Rush family up close, except for Debbie, who wasn't there. And I can't wait for that. And what a thrill seeing him honored. I think that's the highest honor that the club, that Emerald gives out.
It is in a lot of ways because, you know, he dedicated a large part of his life to the movement. And without his hard work, dedication, and sacrifice, quite honestly, sacrifice, which got it legal in a lot of states. And we owe a lot to Dan Rush. And so
he made the industry not just a bunch of people growing and selling pot, but he legitimized the industry for testing and control, and he made it a place where people could work and be rewarded for their efforts based on their knowledge, not just here's some dope, but here's what will serve you. Paulie, talk about your barista, local barista, what it means to have that in our lives of legalization. We get Paulie.
Well, you know, we live in a different world today. We really do. If you think about it, we've been very fortunate to live in a land of good and plenty. I met a lot of people over the weekend that didn't know what it was like I think we just said it, is that they grew up in a land of where there was always a dispensary. You didn't have to worry about smoking a joint on the street, or you did have to worry about smoking a joint on the street. The stigma behind it, the information that we have that backs up everything now. We actually have information we never had because now they're actually testing stuff and doing stuff. Before it was considered a drug. It still is, but I mean, it was considered, like up there with cocaine and heroin. And now the government is finally starting to reclassify these drugs and starting to put them into some sort of order. And
Well,
this is
this isn't federal. This is California. We're pretty spoiled. There are only 7 states where it's legal like this,
right.
and
No,
some of them.
there's 23 states that are legal like this. Now almost half the country is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
we're getting there.
Well,
We're getting there, and a lot of states are not, and then we still have people that are doing long-term prison sentences for the plant, for the cannabis. So it's there's still a fight to happen. There's still a long way we need to come to overcome the stigma behind this plant, behind things that, I mean, there's less regulations for tobacco than there is cannabis, and that's not a good place for this country to be. So
no.
over the next couple of weeks, we're going to have lots of stuff from the Cup. We have a segment from the Cup with Zig. We have the award ceremony. We have Dan Rush plus Troy Duffy from the Boondock Saints with a little quickie. What else do we have? I think we talked to Salisi. We talked to Will Henn. We got a lot of interviews from there. Look forward to it. Plus, we got some live performances, including the musical portion from the Emerald Cup with some surprises there.
Hey, and our Melody
Yes.
was there, and we will have her on in the next few weeks to give us an opinion of what she thought. She had a booth there,
Right.
The seniors and what have you, and her response to it.
Her booth was right next to us the whole time, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was right next to that tent you were sitting next to.
Oh, wow.
Her little, it was the Tokeland seniors.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there you go. So Tokeland seniors were there. I
There
forgot
I
to get one of their
If,
little
if I live
knapsacks.
I'll make up for it if I live for the next one, number 21.
And I have a feeling you'll be getting escorted to that one, so that'll be good.
All
right, Zig. So we look forward to the next couple of weeks. Send us off in true Zig fashion.
Okay. Well, keep your dreams wet and your humor dry. Keep your kids and grandkids out of recruiting stations and off the laps of clerics who wear dresses. And life will be better. I don't know how it'll be better for you, but it will be appreciably better if you just listen to those words of Zig wisdom.
There you go. It's a little Zigology.
Well,
on the zone.
It doesn't happen very often, but you're blessed on episode, what we say, number 28 or 27.
28 in the can, my friend.
Well, thanks for being my friend, Paulie.
Thank you for being my friend, Zig. And you guys, make sure to stay in the zone because it's comfortable. It's comfortably. All right, guys. We'll see you next week here.
As we can make it for ourselves.
That's
and
right.
We share that.
And you guys, until next week, we'll see you next week. All right, guys.
Adios.